home address.
Good fucking morning. Let's fucking go. It's a beautiful day. We got 5 minutes till market starts. I'm already fucking hyped. Haven't even had my fucking coffee yet. I am literally in the zone. Alhamdulillah to everything in this world that is great. Glory be to the Father, who He is most merciful, most humble, teaching us every single day our worth and what we can be. I'm going to go ahead and share this post with Twitter, and then we're going to dump right into it, okay? Let's go. All right, Twitter is posted. Let's go to our Discord. Okie dokie. All right, so Solana is pumping up, guys. I did not change my analysis on Solana. It's been a very simple accumulation zone. I don't have anything other than, the long is doing really good right now, $90 up. We're about halfway through our take profit, which would be at the top of this box. And realistically, what I would be wanting to see on Solana is a breakout of this section, getting us back over 100. Stay patient on this trade. If you had entered this trade and it is something that you are already in, there is no reason to exit the trade. We're doing really hot on it right now. Pippin is also doing really well. I'm very hopeful for these coins. Yesterday, if you missed the news, Trump said that he's going to make very quick work of the Iran war. So at this point, we kind of just are on the heels of our toe, or I'm sorry, yeah, the heels of our feet, waiting for Trump to finish off the Iranian war. I don't believe that he's going to be doing some major long period of time. I think that oil prices will probably continue to still keep going up as long as that we have high tensions inside of the Middle East right now. You can see it's been fluctuating. Yesterday it dropped almost $30. That was a major market mover yesterday. But back to the show. We here at this Trading Academy, I don't even think I have a name for it, but we're going to call it Trading Academy for now. Do levels every single morning. I teach you guys every single day how to trade. And the most important part of how to trade is staying consistent with this process every single day. Okay? I want you guys to follow this like a religion.
Mr. Gaines, I can't.
I got you. I got my live. I gotta put up here for Instagram. Yeah. Okay. Very good, very good. So another day, another morning. What do we do when we first start out each morning? Trading the markets. It's very, very simple. We do a top-down approach of the markets. Essentially, I'm taking the one stock that I am trading. I teach you guys to only trade one stock, one commodity, one cryptocurrency. And the process that I'm teaching you inside of these markets can be carried over to any market you want to trade with. That's right, any market. It is a one-size-fits-all program. The only difference is you have to understand that each one of these move on their own accord. They have a variety of different, let's say, characteristics that make up this particular thing that we are going to trade. Personally, I trade MNQ. So every morning I go on with you guys and I remake my levels on MNQ. Why is this important? Why can't I just keep my old levels? Well, the truth is if you want your XP points, you want to become a better trader, you want to become better at what we're doing here in the markets every single day, you must delete the levels. And I'll explain to you even visually because I personally am a visual learner. Okay, so we're deleting our levels because, as you notice, price action is trading at the top two levels that we made yesterday. Now, would you say this is beneficial if we break the level of $25,121.25. What happens if we break that level and we don't have charted levels above? That's right. We're not going to know exactly where price action is going to hold. We're not going to know exactly where price action is going to be. So we have to make these new levels, 2 up, 2 down, inside of what price is trading at the current state. Now, I use a couple of tools inside of the market so that you guys are able to get a good idea of how far or how often this moves and what are the percentages and the numbers behind it. Okay, so the day's range right now is $400, roughly $400. It's a little bit less actually. It's 24,832 to 25,146. So it's about $300, 310. And the 52-week range, we're clearly at the top of that 52-week range, so we can consider that this is a rocket ship right now. We are at its highs, and we have been for quite some time. Now, in the monthly chart, right, we notice one thing that's happening that happens not often, but it happens. And when it does, we call this a huge money-making opportunity in the market, and it's called going short, right? As you can see here, the last opportunity that we had going short was over 30% inside of the market, and another opportunity here presented itself where Trump introduced tariffs in the market, and it was 26%. I'm looking to take advantage of these levels inside of the market to go short for the very simple reason, who doesn't want to make 30% on their money? This is where you could actually build a super, super nice trading account by just getting one trade right this year. Okay? That's what we're doing. We're just looking to make one good trade a day if the trades present itself. We're not chasing anything. We're simply just trading the technicals. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and delete all of my drawings. Oh no. But yes, they must go. So I'm going to do now my top-down analysis, which involves making support and resistance lines. I use horizontal lines inside of the market, or your quick key to get there is Alt-H. And I'm going to go ahead and give myself some lines here. Now, you may be asking, what do these lines have to do with the market? Well, I use it to essentially give me points of interest, not points of absolute, but points of interest that the market will potentially reverse at. It's a very simple process once you get used to it. This is why I recommend to you guys doing it every single day, because once you have it down, you'll know how to trade the markets. First off, you need to be on the candles function, not Heikinashi. I use Heikinashi to trade. I don't use Heikinashi to chart. Okay, so now once we have the chart open, what we simply are going to do is target the top of the body, bottom of the wick, bottom of the body, bottom of the wick. You can use the magnet oscillator to give you a broad, very close, sometimes very close, sometimes not so close level inside of the market. You typically want 3 touches on the daily below. Weekly and above, you could do 2. You can get away with 2, but it's not recommended. 3 is always going to be the way to go. So now you can see I have 2 levels above. Now I'm looking for my last level below. I'm looking at previous price action because that's where it matters. That's where it counts. I like the level there. As you notice, it's not absolutes. So sometimes the price of the market pushes it down below this level. That's okay. We want price action like that. We don't want it to go stale and get boring. And if that happens, then we're not going to. This is not a perfect game. That's why I have other tools to be able to use this inside of the market and be able to be very, very successful in trading every single day. Yesterday was a great day. I think I started the day with 0. I went through the entire day not trading, right? So 9 a.m. I wake up every single morning. I give you guys the juice on how to make your morning buck. And if you would have taken that trade, it would have been a phenomenal trade for you. I didn't take it myself because it broke one rule, and I told you I'll talk about rules And that particular rule for me is no trading after X time, right? For me, it's 11 a.m. I don't want to trade after 11 a.m. Statistically speaking, every time I've traded after 11 a.m., I've lost money. So it's super sad to see hard-earned money leave my account because I needed to make a trade and I didn't show discipline. Discipline and self-control is going to push you mountains above the rest of the people here. And does it look like I need to make a trade right now? No. The second rule is we don't trade the morning candle in the market. Sorry guys, if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for somebody who's going to trade the morning candle and be a degenerate trader, this is not the channel for you. I simply just trade what I see on the charts, not what I feel. So I feel that my best trade is going to come after the first 5 minutes of the market, after I've charted all of my levels, and after the confluence is lining up on the tech stocks, which brings us to the next setup inside of the market. How do you guys know where to make a trade? What makes a trade really, really good or an A+ setup? Well, the simple answer to that is, are you looking at the confluence on the tech stocks? For those of you guys who don't understand confluence, I'm going to explain it to you and break it down to you very easily so that you have an understanding of what I look for as well. The NASDAQ is made up of tech stocks, right? Technology, services, products, and companies that come together as an index. These are 100 tech stocks that essentially make up the best of the best. They are the Marine Corps of tech. Now, it could be said that you really only need to focus on 8 of them. Well, why is that? That's because 8 of them really control the market. Much like Bitcoin controls cryptocurrency, these tech stocks control market movements inside of the tech world. So if 8 of them are all going up, then what is the answer to the daily equation of which way I should trade? Up, right? Trend is your friend until it bends, right? And if trend is green, then we are going to be green, baby. We're not going against trend at any point in time in this coursework. I am not teaching you guys how to counter trend trade. That is advanced mechanics. That is something that I really wish people would delete out of their vocabulary. I know a lot of people make money on it, but it's also called catching the falling knife. And that's a very, 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 very dangerous thing to do inside of the markets, especially if you are the uninitiated and lack a bunch of experience inside of the markets. I myself even get burned trying to counter trade the market because my ego won't let me sometimes let go of a trade for a paper cut loss. Now, that we have our support and resistance lines, what direction is the market going on the 4 hour? That's right, it's going down. It's still bearish, right? Yes, it could be said that right now the morning candles are bullish, but that doesn't mean dick shit to me, right? It doesn't mean shit to me for 2 reasons. Because the market is overall in a bearish trend, the only thing that I'm going to want to get in is shorts. I did make some money yesterday going long, right? I gave you guys 2 options. You can go long here and you can go short here. The decision, realistically, the decision at the end of the day is on you as the trader to make decisions of what's healthy for your account and what is not healthy for your account. That's how simple it is. There is no secret sauce. You need to make sure that you're showing up to class every single day so that I can teach you the mechanics, and you have to learn through experience points, as my mentor likes to say, in order to be able to best find out what is good for you. Now, as you notice, right, we're 10 minutes into the market. Is anything really set itself up in the first 10 minutes of the market that gives us a, oh my gosh, this is a great move? No. Now, let's take a look at the tech stocks. I look at it every morning with you guys. You can see Apple is trading wonky, right? It's not neither bullish nor bearish. There's a large bearish candle to start, now a bullish candle following. There's an Amazon that's now bullish candle to start, now bearish. It's fighting for the direction it needs to go. AVGO is bullish. We are not to debate that. You can see it in price action of candles are just going up since 9 a.m. Google is bullish, Meta is bullish, Microsoft is bearish. So right off the bat, we've already gone into 6 different stocks and they are all telling a story. We have 4 stocks right now that are bullish, 4 stocks right now that are bearish. As somebody who understands the market as well as I do, would you be willing to make a trade when 4 of the tech stocks inside of the United States stock market exchange are going this way and 4 are going this way? Does that give me a high confidence setup that to make money today? Or does that mean that's a 50-50 gamble? Well, most likely it's going to be a 50-50 gamble. So that's why we stay away from the first 5 to 10 minutes in the markets, because what I like to say is that this is froth, right? Froth is settling inside of the market. We don't want to sip the froth. We just want our hard black coffee. Okay. So if you're like me, I'm going to wait for a setup here. I'm going to wait for the tech stocks to essentially give me at least 6 of the tech stocks all betting in the same direction. And then I will feel high confidence getting into a setup trade that's going to make me 3, 4, 5, 6, as much as $1,200 today, trading 3 contracts on a 50K account. Now, in the meantime, what I'll do is I'll teach you guys a little bit about risk management and how important it is. I do talk about it in previous videos, but this is a very, very important subject to understanding your account. For 50K accounts, for way too long, I've been blowing them and not understanding how many contracts to put inside of my trade, right? Well, it turns out that I figured out the process. I figured out how many contracts I can actually have inside of a 50K account, and it's 3. 3 contracts is the max you should be in a positional size on a 50K account. You should limit the amount of loss to a 50-point move. Yes, it's a very tight stop loss. You know, sometimes you're going to have to manage that stop loss yourself. When you get into advanced mechanics of understanding how to trade, sometimes you can eliminate the stop loss and make... Okay, sorry about that. My OBS disconnected. Now, it's without saying, right? Stop losses are there for a reason. Okay, you're not gonna beat the markets. You're not gonna beat the markets trying to beat the stop loss out. You know, like it is literally there for a reason. It's literally called a stop loss for a reason. You don't want to let loss run for too much. That's why I try to close my position a level or a candle wick close below the nearest level, or try to avoid trading in between levels. In between levels is very dangerous work. In between level is very dangerous work. So right now, 2 minute, right? It's below the 9 EMA, below the VWAP. Now on the 5 minute, below all the EMAs, below the VWAP. Is this giving me a high confidence setup? Well, we have to go back to the tech stocks. What are they doing? Meta was going up, now it's coming down. Amazon's coming down. Nvidia is chopping. Avio is chopping. Google is coming down from those morning highs, but it's not quite at the mean yet. Tesla is chopping. So now we're having change of stories inside of the market in the first 5 or the first 15 minutes. That's giving us indication that trend might be our friend here. The overall trend was what? That's right, bearish. So we're not going to be going bullish for the day. So how do I set up micro levels, right, inside of these big boy levels that I got on the hourlies, so I know my entry and exits on trades? Well, the simple thing is that you got to have just a little bit of experience here, right? You got to know where the best held and kept levels are so that you're able to capitalize on movements such as a 50-point move in the market. Now, right now, we are in between 2 major levels. That's without to be said. There could be a level right here. So one could argue that there is a level at this present price. I'm just looking into it. I'm diving into it. Now I'm doing my Sherlock Holmes, right? I got to turn it back onto the candles, right? Price action kind of does stop here, right? It does. Maybe this is a good level. I'm double checking all of the charts. Seems to have stopped here, right? It doesn't stop here. It comes back. It retests here. It comes through these levels here. So I would say that this at best is a very weak stop loss, or I mean a weak level, but it could be used as a pivot point for today. Okay, that's it. It's a pivot level for the day. So those look pretty evenly spaced, nice levels. That the market works in grids like this, folks. That's why I have it as a black screen, right? I have it on a black screen because I don't want to see the graph through boxes. It gives me a bias for the day. Now, granted, today is going to be a short day for me. News as well to affect us. I don't believe we have major news. Look, no major news today. So don't expect huge moves on the market, especially when we have core CPI data tomorrow. Okay? We gotta prepare ourselves to be up tomorrow at 7:30 in the morning. 7:30 in the morning, so we gotta be prepared for this move. So don't make any plans tomorrow. Be up early tomorrow because that's where we're gonna be making our trade. It's pre-market, pre-market. Like, I want you guys to be up. I want you guys to be ready. I want you guys to already have your coffee and everything. I'm just scanning through the markets right now to see the news. I think it might be worth taking a look at Solana for now. Yeah. Overall, this is not like great price action to trade, especially the first 20 minutes of the market. Look how doggy it is. All of those flat wicks. Does that give me a good price action? Is that giving me a good trade setup? No, not really. Not really. Okay, so we're above the support level of 37. All right, guys, I got 9 minutes, but I'm going to set this up for you guys. Okay. So, what I would be looking right now is this support line inside of the markets of 25,036. We are essentially looking for a break above it. If we can break above it, we have to be very cognizant that the levels are, we're not in between levels right now, but we would try to contract a 50-point move inside of the market, right? So that 50-point move inside of the market will net us a very small amount of money for the day. But at the same time, the overall trend is bearish. So I'm not trying to really get caught in some longs only to get reversed on. Now that we can see that the market is pricing in a lot of data, tomorrow is going to be a big trading day for us. So I gave you guys a little bit of information this morning, a little bit of education that helps you guys better off yourselves every single morning. Now you're starting to see my process. Now you're seeing how I move, how I'm making my levels, how ultimately we become profitable as traders by staying consistent every single day. I sat on my hands this morning. Look at that price action. There's really no money to be made. Yeah, we're above VWAP right now, but that's not really like a great trade for me. Like, I'm not trying to make a small amount of money in the markets. I'm trying to sit and swing those 400-point moves throughout the day. And I'm definitely not going to blow my account by counter trending the most important thing in the market, which is trend. Okay, we're not counter trading trend ever in this class, ever in my life. I will show you guys maybe next class what happens when you counter trade trend. I will show you my trade Zella so that you guys are able to see exactly what happens. I'll do that after the markets so that we can do it as a post-market analysis and showing you guys exactly why it is a problem time over time again, counter trending the markets. You cannot do it if you are a new trader, and the mechanics are so difficult to learn that it becomes more of a gamble than it does actually paying off for your account, even if you were to take 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 trades in the market. It's just not the way that you typically want to make money. So with that being said, we keep in mind this very, very easy part of the process, which is trend. Trend is your friend until it bends. Okay, right? So trend is our friend right now. Bearish is the trend. So we are only going to be looking for shorts under the VWAP right now. That's the best place to get into shorts. If we are looking at our dynamic support levels today, it's going to be below 24,789. Now that's a big move away. That's 125 points, but that's the most conservative short entrance that you can make because the technicals will most likely all be aligned for an A+ setup. Again, I'm going to say that 24,789, that is a static stop loss, but the dynamics says a static support, but the dynamic supports are the EMAs, which if we get to that level and we're able to cross all of the levels on 24,789, and then it would set up for a much more high confidence trade inside of the markets. I am favoring bear bias today, and the very simple fact is because if you look at the markets, overall trend is still bearish. So there's no reason for us to absolutely go out of our way to get long inside of the market. It is most likely still going to be a trap. So with that in mind, I'm going to leave you guys there for today. I know it's only a 30-minute video today, or a 30-minute session. I'm sad that I have to go, but I have to take this meeting with a lawyer. So if anything, what I'm going to do, I got to go pick up my wife at the airport. I'm going to come back, and then at the end of the day, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the markets for you guys, okay? I'm going to keep this on our Twitter so that we can keep it 100 with everybody on the plan that we had today. Crypto is still looking good. There's no reason for me to actually exit this trade, but what I'll do just to protect my position, as always, and what I teach you guys is just to set the stop loss a little bit above break even, so that if it does come crashing down, I'm not responsible for holding a bagged loss, right? I follow my own rules. I teach it to you guys every day. I don't like that it's sidestepping here into a lower high. It might mean that it comes down and retests this box, but if it does, then you know what? I'll take the profit and I'll try to get into a better position going long when the time is right. It's simple as that. We don't fight trend, where trend is our friend until it bends. That's the moral and the story and the history lesson today, okay? I love all you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Mind your manners on your trading account. Mind your risk management. Don't do anything stupid, and definitely don't overtrade today. 2 trades maximum. That's what I teach here at this academy with you guys. 2 trades maximum, just for the guys who are blind. 2 trades maximum. We don't go over 3 contracts in the market. That's 3 contracts. I said it twice so that you motherfuckers can hear it and get it through your head. 3 contracts in the market, okay? Now that was a 50-point move right there from that support level that I just called out. So we're now below the VWAP. So this is a solid move on the 5 and the 2 minute. If you get the confluence on the static and dynamic support levels, then this would be a great A+ trade and setup for you guys. The tech stocks are now all agreeing with each other and all coming down. That's 7 out of the 8 tech stocks are now coming down in the markets. Okay, be mindful of the trading day today. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.